And then your first part of your question's about his
big
contract. I feel like, and I've kind of always felt like this, even though you were talking about the ebbs and flows, I felt like we've gotten value out of Jamie Benn's $9.5 million times 8. Jamie does more things off the ice than anybody can ever understand or realize. I tell this story a lot, and I'm not going to say individual names. Luds will really appreciate this story. We were playing, I'll tell you the team. You can probably figure out some of who it was. This is probably 10 years ago. This is the type of stuff Jamie Benn does that people don't understand or realize. Okay? So we're playing St. Louis in Dallas. There was a player on St. Louis who was kind of running around and going after a bunch of our players. And Jamie had enough. And on the bench, the player was on the bench. He didn't play that much. And he basically barked at Jamie for not fighting, because Jamie was kind of barking. So this player barked at Jamie about, why don't you fight me? Jamie turned around to the bench right before the faceoff and said, hey, I'm not going to fight you because it'll be a disadvantage for our team. But if you do one more thing, I'm going after him. And he pointed at a skilled player on St. Louis that went white. The rest of the game, we were watching
old school
in the press box, and we were like, what is wrong with this said player? I'm not going to say his name. The puck was going in one direction, and that player was going in the opposite. And Jamie had completely just terrified him into getting out of his game. And that's the type of stuff nobody hears about. Nobody knows about. We ended up winning that game 4-1. We looked great. We had a great game. We came down afterwards. We're like, what's wrong with this player? And the coaches were like, oh, this is what Jamie did. And we're like, to what Lud said, that's old school.
Seems a common theme with him. He scares people every day.
He still has that fear factor in him.